Kabaddi is an ancient and indigenous Indian game. The origins of the game are unknown, and as you might expect from an Indian folk game, there are a couple variations. The version I am familiar with is the international game, or the modern version. Kabaddi is played on a court that resembles a small tennis court without a net. 2 teams of 7 take turns raiding and defending a side. One team will send a raider across the center line. The raider's goal is to touch the back line and/or touch a defender and return to their home court in one breath. Raiders must demonstrate that they are not inhaling by consistently repeating the word Kabaddi, Kabaddi, Kabaddi loud enough for the officials to hear. Raiders can use any part of their body to touch or out a defender. If the raider touches an opposing player and successfully returns home, that defender is temporarily out of the game. The defender's job is to avoid being touched and to tackle and hold the raider back from reaching the center line until they inhale. Kabaddi has been a part of the Pan-Asian Games since 1990 for men and 2010 for women. India has won every gold medal. This past summer,
स्टार स्पोर्ट्स प्रो कबड्डी यू मुंबई वर्सेस जयपुर पिंक पैंथर्स का मुकाबला आज रात 7:45 बजे स्टार स्पोर्ट्स
220 million people watched the first 8 days of the inaugural professional men's Kabaddi League. That is twice the number of Indian viewers of the Soccer World Cup. I've co-led 2 faculty-led trips to India, one in 2010 and again in 2013. Each time we took about a dozen students. The purpose of the trip is to expose students to South Indian culture and business.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with doing things outside of your comfort zone and, accepting challenges.
Most of it for me was kind of eye-opening because I had never really been outside of the country before then. So to go from living in Massachusetts my entire life, always being in a very white bread town, and then be a minority was kind of, it was refreshing in a lot of ways. It was also a little unnerving.
I think it made me more open. I traveled a lot before that, but mostly to Europe, and, never to Asia, never to India.
The introduction of American students to Kabaddi begins at Lady Doak College in Madurai. The event begins with an exchange between the students in which they quiz each other about their lives. Family, fashion, school, and romance tend to be the primary topics.
It was cool to talk to girls that were around my age and just talk to them about their experience living and growing up there.
It was really great to kind of hear and understand their culture, where they came from, and how traditional it is over there, and how they wanted to, in some ways, break that tradition and become powerful women.
After a rooftop tea, we proceed to a Kabaddi match.
I don't know, I'm not athletically skilled at all, so I always kind of hold back a little bit, and it's such an aggressive game that it's you kind of have to put all of your stuff in there to be good at it.
Oh, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
They're rough. It's aggressive.
It was fun. It's fun to do something you don't normally just try to tackle people and use such a physical thing in most adult experiences. You're not going to do that, so you can't help but feel a little bit uncomfortable, and it is funny.
When I first got on there, I had no idea what I was doing, but the girls were awesome and really excited about showing us how to play and how to go about it. And then once I got more into it, I feel like my competitive drive started coming back to me, and it was a lot of fun playing with all of them.
I remember some of us did well. I didn't, but it was terrible. It was so scary. And to be surrounded by strangers and have them hugging you, it's not in my comfort zone at all.
For me, I was not nearly as athletic as them. To be thrown to the ground, I voluntarily went down on my knee.
You played rugby. How does it compare?
A lot of force, a lot of body parts everywhere, but you have to be quick, very quick, and you have to be strong, and it's not on a big field, it's on a very, very small court. So you're like, oh, all I have to do is get over there. But it's a lot further than it seems when you have people tackling you and pulling at your legs and, going for it.